Hey, happy Wednesday. So I realized a little late that I missed last week. So if you guys were here and I was not, I am so sorry. It's been a whirlwind of the last few weeks. But today we are talking about making sure that you are going over all of your options because I see a lot of them get missed pretty frequently. The biggest one I've seen, and a lot of this, like, really just depends on who you work with. Some of it's intentions and if they're really looking out for them getting a check or looking out for you. But more often than not, I find that it's really just a lack of knowledge or thinking beyond what's happening in front of them. But the the worst one I see is listing your house without knowing what it's going to look like after. Um, so I do not list a property until someone is pre-approved to buy the next one, unless they are not needing to buy another house. Just because you own a house doesn't mean that you can buy another one. A lot of times people buy their house and then buy vehicles or open a business or do something that changes their income, their debt, their credit, and it can look different. And beyond that, maybe the interest rates are different now than they were when you purchased. Maybe you don't like anything that's on the market, or it costs a lot more than you thought it would. So there's a lot of factors that go into that, and you just really need to make sure that you know what the next step is. Now, the other piece of that is it seems like a normal course of action to sell the house you're in order to upgrade to the next one, right? That's normal. That happens a lot. It's possible, but you have other options. Do you want to keep your current one as rental? Do you maybe want to live in that a little bit longer, buy an investment property, and then in a couple years consolidate those into another one? Or sometimes people own other properties that they're not even thinking about, and you can kind of use this to your benefit as well. Or maybe you could do a HELOC on your house to just buy another one and you don't have to sell yours. Or you could potentially take out some of your 401k and put that as a down payment. That would then lower what your payments are going to be. So you really, really, really need to talk to someone who's going to look at all of your financials and all of your assets and what all of your options are and determine where to go. It's a lot. It's not as clear cut because you're going down all these little pathways and rabbit holes and figuring out what the best situation is. But it makes it so that you don't look back and go, oh, if I had known more, I would have done differently. And that's what I want to avoid. So just make sure that you are doing all of that. If you are thinking of building, make sure you know all the costs that go into that. If you're thinking of doing upgrades to a home once you get into it, make sure you know how much that's going to be. There are just a lot of things that can sound really easy, and they aren't necessarily that cut and dry. So I don't want to freak you out. I don't want you to think agents are bad, because a lot of them are really, really good and are going to go through this stuff with you. But more often than not, people do have multiple options. And even if it's just, hey, I'm buying my first home, cool. Do you know how many loan types there are? So let's figure out what works best for you. If you're not a first-time home buyer, there are loan options now that didn't exist a year ago. So definitely make sure you're getting with people that are going to look at everything. If you guys want lists of questions to ask agents and lenders, those are things I'm working on. Hold me accountable on them. I have a long list of stuff to get through this week for my agents that are coming first, but excuse me. Apologies. But once I'm done with all of that, pivoting to things that I can give more value to y'all. So as always, if you need me, I'm here. I'm probably super sleepy and filled with coffee as of late, but I'm still happy to help. And worst case, I have agents ready to go to if you have a need that exists when I happen to be booked. But as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you